Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Joan Vassos upset by Martha Stewart's diss to her Golden Bachelors. The Golden Bachelorette star, Joan Vassos, is getting ready to visit the hometowns of her final four guys. But Martha Stewart talked about how she turned down the opportunity to be in Joan's shoes. While that might twinge a bit, Joan was more upset by Martha's careless diss about her Golden Bachelors. Joan Vassos isn't okay with Martha Stewart's remark about her men. While Martha Stewart is getting a surge of attention lately, Joan Vassos doesn't appreciate how she talks about her beloved Golden Bachelorette men. Undeniably, Joan has a great group of guys that have been going through the journey with her. However, Martha disregarded them in one fell swoop with a shot to the heart over their looks. She casually talks about turning down big bucks because the guys weren't hot enough for her. But Joan is built differently than Martha. While Martha is parading her unfaithfulness with her husband, Joan is declining beds in the fantasy suites to keep the intimacy more special. Even with Martha's snide remark, Joan wasn't going to stand for it. She is pushing back after the upsetting diss was made. Joan Vassos upset by Martha Stewart's diss to her Golden Bachelors. After Martha Stewart publicly cast off Joan Vassos' Golden Bachelors, Joan wanted to set the record straight. She says, "I damned her last night. I don't know if she's read it yet, but I did." Joan tells Access Hollywood on October 22. "I said, dating is hard out there, and I had a great group of guys. She doesn't know one like I know one. I got to know the inside of them as well as the outside, and both are wonderful." For Joan, her guys were the greatest group any woman could ask to have. The team did a great job of picking them. What they're about, and their backstories, they're all so wonderful. Joan Vassos can't say enough wonderful things about her suitors. Furthermore, she adds, they are there for a reason. When they got out of the limos that first night, every single one of them did something memorable and made me want to get to know them more. Is Martha Stewart blind? Undoubtedly, Joan Vassos thinks Martha Stewart is missing out. She says, "I guess Martha Stewart didn't watch or didn't see what I saw in them." Then Joan gives her some benefit of the doubt, saying, "Maybe you have to be in person." However, Joan still doesn't understand how Martha could flippantly insult them. Joan says, "They are special guys." Furthermore, she thinks many Americans see what she sees. "I feel like everyone's falling in love with them." I'm like, what's wrong with you, Martha? Although Joan is still waiting for a reply from Martha Stewart, she is open to the idea of inviting her to the Golden Bachelorette finale so she can see up close what she is missing out on. However, after dissing the guys, they probably won't want to date the 83-year-old. Joan Vassos had anticipated the whirlwind of attention that would come with leading the Golden Bachelorette. What she hadn't expected, however, was a sharp critique from the Queen of Elegance herself, Martha Stewart. The diss came out of nowhere, woven into a casual conversation during a podcast appearance. When the host playfully asked if Martha had been watching the Golden Bachelorette, Stewart chuckled before delivering what felt like a perfectly curated verbal slap. "Oh, I caught a little bit," she admitted. "But honestly, the men? Not exactly a dream team. They remind me of leftovers from a buffet. Some decent options, but mostly what nobody wanted the first time around." The sting of that comment traveled fast, and within hours, Joan found herself trending for all the wrong reasons. Martha Shade's Golden Men became the headline splashed across entertainment sites. Social media was ablaze with reactions, ranging from amusement to outrage. Bachelor Nation, always quick to defend their own, rallied behind Joan, but the damage was done. Joan, ever the graceful woman, didn't immediately respond. Instead, she took a beat to process. Was Martha implying her suitors weren't worthy? That they weren't good enough for her? The thought gnawed at her. After all, these men had put their hearts on the line. Sure, not every guy had the effortless charm of a Hollywood leading man, but they were real. They were kind, intelligent, and most importantly, they had shown up for love. And if anyone knew what it meant to give love a second chance, it was Joan. Determined not to let the comment fester, Joan crafted a response that was pure class with just the right amount of bite. She took to Instagram, posting a stunning photo of herself alongside her remaining bachelors, each of them smiling as they raised their glasses in a toast. The caption read, "A buffet, Martha. Maybe. But if so, I'd say it's a 5-star feast. And trust me, I've never been one to leave a good meal unfinished. Hashtag Golden Bachelorette, hashtag only the best." The post exploded. Fans and even some past Bachelor stars flooded the comments, praising Joan for her poise and wit. Jess Palmer even chimed in with a laughing emoji, writing, "Someone get Joan a mic to drop." But the real twist came when one of the eliminated contestants, Greg, decided to respond to Martha directly. In a cheeky TikTok, he donned an apron and chef's hat, standing in front of a beautifully plated meal. "Hey Martha," he said, winking at the camera. "I may be a leftover, but trust me, I age like fine wine. Bon appetit." The video went viral, and soon enough, the Golden Bachelorette had turned the narrative in their favor. Joan's men weren't discards. They were seasoned, refined, and only getting better with time. But just when the drama seemed to settle, Joan received an unexpected phone call. It was Martha. "Joan, dear," came the unmistakable voice on the other end. "I think we need to have lunch." And just like that, Joan Vassos found herself in a position she never imagined, face to face with Martha Stewart over a meticulously prepared meal at one of New York's finest restaurants. Cameras flashed as the two sat down, the media spinning the encounter as a battle of grace versus shade. But Joan had no interest in feuds. She wanted understanding. Martha, to her credit, didn't waste time. "I meant no harm," she said, sipping her wine. It was a joke, but clearly it didn't land well. Joan nodded, appreciating the honesty. "I get it. But these men, Martha, they're incredible. They've lived full lives. They've had love, lost it, and still had the courage to show up for more." Martha studied her for a moment before setting down her glass. "You're right," she admitted. "I may have been a little harsh." That was all Joan needed to hear. And just like that, the tension melted away, replaced by the kind of mutual respect that only two strong women could share. By the time dessert arrived, Martha was already brainstorming ways to make amends. "How about a feature in my magazine?" she proposed. A spread on golden bachelors who redefine aging with style. Joan laughed, raising her glass. "Now that, Martha, is a recipe for success." And with that, the diss turned into an opportunity, a reminder that in love, as in life, it's never too late for a second chance. Martha studied her for a moment before setting down her glass. "You're right," she admitted. "I may have been a little harsh." That was all Joan needed to hear. And just like that, the tension melted away, replaced by the kind of mutual respect that only two strong women could share. By the time dessert arrived, Martha was already brainstorming ways to make amends. "How about a feature in my magazine?" she proposed. A spread on golden bachelors who redefine aging with style. Joan laughed, raising her glass. "Now that, Martha, is a recipe for success." And with that, the diss turned into an opportunity, a reminder that in love, as in life, it's never too late for a second chance.